Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen, we're making some easy, delicious white chocolate cranberry cookies. So let's get started. First off, set your oven to 375 and line 2 baking sheets with parchment paper. Now I'm gonna add 270 grams or 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour into a medium bowl. Half a teaspoon of baking soda to puff things up, and half a teaspoon of kosher salt. Grab a whisk. Your scale is done for now, and we're just going to mix this up so everything's nice and combined. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Set that aside, and now into the bowl of my stand mixer, I'm adding 1 cup or 226 grams of really soft, unsalted butter. If you want to use salted butter, that's totally fine. Earlier, you would have just added a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Although some of us love an extra salty sweet treat, so double up if it's your thing. Now I want to add half a cup of granulated sugar, 100 grams. Scales have a delay. You can't just dump things in. You have to dump and wait in smaller increments. I'm also adding in 1 cup or 226 grams of light brown sugar. Brown sugar is slightly acidic. It'll react with the baking soda. And it also gives you like a really moist, chewy cookie. However, the cookie can have more spread. And when that happens, this goes like this. So you have to have a little bit of granulated sugar in with some of the brown sugar most of the time. Right now I'm spooning it in because when you pack it into a measuring cup, which is how you have to do it with a measuring cup, you're making like more lumps. It doesn't want to fluff off as much, and it's annoying. So I'm spooning it in using a scale. Now we're gonna mix this up on medium until it is light and fluffy, about 3 minutes. Maybe we'll scrape the bowl down, we'll see. Pop that paddle attachment on and get to mixing. While this mixes up after I scrape the bowl down, I'm gonna crack 2 eggs into a small bowl. I do not want any crunchy shells in my delicious, chewy, melt in your mouth cookies. There we go. This looks really good. I just had to be sure. If you start off with really soft, wonderful room temperature butter, and you're just dumping that in with the sugars, sometimes it mixes up really nicely on its own. If your butter's a little cold and you have to cream it to begin with, you're definitely gonna have to scrape the bowl down at least once. We all know it's more than once. 2 eggs. That's how you check for shells, because they always sneak their way through even when you think you're watching. Okay, back to mixing. We're gonna add the eggs in one at a time. And here, I'm just gonna tell you there's a couple scrapes in this recipe, but it's so worthwhile. They're delicious, there's no chill time, and I love like a cranberry white chocolate moment, especially during the holidays, but really any time of the year. Second egg in, and of course, I also want 1 tablespoon of vanilla. This is one of my homemade batches. It's so good. Okay. That looks nice. All I have to do now is add some of the flour in, just to give it a head start. And we're gonna be mixing on low until it is almost combined. I wanna see like a good amount of flour streaked throughout because we still have to mix in all the fixins. So come take a look at this. This is very like a shaggy mixture almost. So you can see there's lots of flour in here. It's not fully cohesive, but I'm gonna scrape the bowl down. Find all the unmixed nonsense at the bottom. Here I have 1 1/2 cups of dried cranberries. I'm reserving a handful of them for later. I'm sure you can guess why. Dump those in. 1 cup or 180 grams of white chocolate chips. Also reserving a handful of them. Time to give this a stir just so everything's combined, and now the batter can finish mixing. I have to tell you, like the cranberries with their tartness and the sweet white chocolate and the brown sugar and butter all together, so good. Just wait. That's it. I only moved it to high for 1 second to shake the batter off of the beater and get it really nice and mixed. In case you're wondering, I know people are watching and saying, he said mix on low, but I just saw him move it onto high, and it's only because stuff just gets caught in the middle of this and there's no cranberries or white chocolate there, so you need to just shake them off. Grab a triggered cookie scoop or 2 spoons, and we're gonna plop these onto a baking sheet and get them into the oven. All right, cookie scoop in hand, I want about 2 tablespoons per cookie, so you could plop them on just like that. You can give them a quick roll if you want. Visually, I want these cookies to put their best foot forward. So to make that happen, I'm adding on the chocolate chips as well as the cranberries towards the end of the bake. White chocolate chips kind of just burn in the oven. They caramelize. They taste delicious, but they don't look nice. And the dried cranberries will darken up. So they'll be like, not the vibe of like the red and white Christmas cookie we want. By adding them on towards the end of the bake, they'll retain their color. It'll all be good. First batch is on the pan. These are gonna go into the oven for 10 to 12 minutes, and around the 8 or 9 minute mark, I'm gonna press in my cranberries and white chocolate chips. You'll see. Let your cookies cool in the pan for a few minutes, then transfer to a wire rack to cool completely. That is a delicious cookie. The sweet white chocolate chips, the tangy, chewy cranberries in this chewy, amazing brown sugar kissed cookie. I hope you get a chance to make this recipe. And if you like this video, check out my cookie playlist.